Hey everyone, this is Rav Natan. Yes, I'm sitting in my car. I just got back home with my beautiful wife who's gone inside to let our 13-year-old daughter babysitter go to bed. Um, I took her to see Beauty and the Beast. Please don't judge me. There are a few too many songs. Uh, I didn't fall asleep, but what it did was it made me think. It's very hard for me to watch a movie and not think about it. Beauty and the Beast is unfortunately, at least the majority of the movie, unfortunately not the end, is so much the story of so many people's marriages. So many people play the game of Beauty and the Beast. And I'll tell you some of the points that came to my head during the movie. There's no doubt that physicality is something that's important. The Bible does not want us to push away physicality with our husband and wife. God wants us to be attracted to our husband and our wife. God wants us to look for the beauty and not the beast. But so often when I speak to husbands and wives, all they can see is the beast. And I'll tell you, I think one of the major problems, I think a lot of people think that the beauty is just going to be so simply there, that it should be so easy to be as beautiful to me as you were the day we met, and all of those wonderful things to say. But the truth is, when you're married for a long time, however long that may be, things get boring. Things are taken for granted, not only physically, but emotionally as well. And we learn from Abraham, and I'll tell you where in a second. We learn from Abraham that one actually has to look for the beauty in their spouse. It doesn't always just appear like that. We see when Abraham and Sarah come to the land of Canaan, there's a famine after a few years, and they have to turn around and go to Egypt. And on their way, Abraham turns to Sarah and says, "Now I know that you are a beautiful woman." Now, I've taught this many times. It does make sense. What, Abraham, you've been married for years, and now you turn around and you say to your wife, "Now I know you're a beautiful woman." What, did you not realize that before? And if you didn't, are you really going to say that? Are you really going to say that to your wife? Is the first Jew, the first chosen man in the world, going to say, "Now I know that you're a beautiful woman"? No, it can't be. So what did Abraham mean? This is my belief. My belief is that Abraham and Sarah were going through a different circumstance, a test that they'd never been through before. All of a sudden they didn't have. All of a sudden their dream of coming to the promised land was broken. And it's at that time that so many husbands and wives, times of trouble when there's no money in the bank, times of trouble when things are not going right, the kids are not sleeping, the husband loses job, people are putting on weight, the difficult times that we just see the beast in each other. But Abraham turns to Sarah and says, "Wow, today I see beauty that I didn't see yesterday." That doesn't mean he didn't realize a different beauty yesterday. It means today, in the hardest times, a time of famine, a time of not knowing where we're going as a family, I look at you and I find a new beauty. I'm not looking for, "You're the man of the house, you should be leading. How can it be we don't have food? You're the woman of the house, you should be providing. You should make me feel like a king. All I can see is a beast in you." No. Abraham looks at Sarah and says, "Wow, beauty, beauty in the middle of a desert, in the middle of a schwitzing desert, in the middle of not knowing where they're going to get the next morsel of food from. I see beauty in you. I challenge you. I challenge you to wake up tomorrow morning, look at your spouse, and look for the beauty. Don't look for the beast." We're taught by the Baal HaTanya, a very, very wise rabbi. He says like this, he wrote a book called the Tanya, and in the 32nd chapter, it talks about love. And the number 32 in Hebrew, the letters are Lamed Bet, which spells out Lev, heart. The heart of his book is about love. And he says that a love that is based on external circumstances, the way you look, what you provide for me, what you do for me, that's going to go someday. You need an internal love. You need to look at the soul of your spouse and fall in love with it every day of your life. You know, my father had a very good friend who was a priest, and he was in a terrible, terrible accident. He was so maimed by that accident that when the hospital called the wife to come, they said, please bring us a picture of your husband so that we can reconstruct his face to how he used to look. And I always teach that if their love was based on physicality, on trying to look through the beast, she would have looked at him and seen a beast. But their love was based on something far deeper. Their love was based on a family vision, on commitment to each other, on a love far deeper than externality. And she was able to see beauty and not a beast. I challenge all of you, if I had the challenge of sitting through a 2-hour movie of Beauty and the Beast, I challenge you to wake up tomorrow morning and look for the beauty in your spouse and not the beast. God bless you all.